All right. Well, let's get underway for this special webinar on how to get reviews, glowing reviews online. Greg Milner here at Worldwide Salon Marketing Headquarters in Perth. For decades, word of mouth has been the most powerful and effective form of marketing just about any business can use. Restaurants, movies, holiday resorts, dozens of others live or die on the basis of their referrals. Hardly anyone would even think these days of going on an overseas holiday without checking first on TripAdvisor. But the internet has put the power of word of mouth on steroids. You can ignore it at your peril, or you can embrace it. Like two of my guests on this webinar today. Janine Wood is one of our Worldwide Salon Marketing members from Santon Hair Gallery in Mitcham, Victoria. Thanks for joining us, Janine.
No problem. Glad to be here.
And Fiona Adler on the other side of the reviews ledger. Fiona is the founder of one of the most popular review sites, Word of Mouth Online, or otherwise known as WOMO. Thank you for joining us, Fiona.
Pleasure, happy to be here.
And the man who ties all of this stuff together technologically is our own director of online here at Worldwide Salon Marketing, George Slater. Good morning, George.
Good morning, Greg, and everybody.
Well, look, let's start with you, Janine. You've got a thriving hair salon in Victoria, Australia. You've got scores of glowing online reviews.
Yes.
How has that affected your business?
Oh, massively. In actual fact, in every aspect of our marketing, I'd say WOMO has to be the top one that has worked for us over and over. Just even looking last week when we looked at how many new customers came in and where they actually found us, 4 out of 7 found us on WOMO, which I think is incredible considering that's just one avenue of advertising.
So how many clients in any given month or 6-month period, say, how many new clients have you gained because of your reviews online?
Probably in a month, you probably maybe 21, which is pretty high, which is good for us. And yeah, and most of them, it's been a WOMO experience for them, or online reviews elsewhere. But WOMO has definitely come up tops.
And given that the overall 1-year value of a client could be $1,000, $1,500, that's
Yes.
serious money, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Getting them in the door is relatively easy. Keeping them, that's the hard work, and that's where you've really got to work with the client and to keep them, and hopefully getting them to put on reviews for us,
Yeah.
on there as well. So it really would promote our business.
Well, you've got, I think, 95 or so reviews just on WOMO alone, one of the main review sites.
Yeah.
How many clients would you have had to ask to get that many reviews?
Quite a few. Look, I mean, as I say, it is an anonymous thing, so you can't really trace who's who in the zoo who's put on what, but we do have to send out a lot to even just get one. People are very busy today. However, people who have really raved about their hair before leaving the salon, they're the ones more likely to put it on. And in actual fact, the ones that have given the most positive verbal feedback are the ones that will put it on. I think there was something that, I think it was a Jodie McLeod said that people are more likely to put positive reviews on, and it would stick in people's minds rather than a negative review. So we generally love to ask people who've had the most positive experience with us to please put a review on for us.
And what do clients tell you when they come into the salon? They've found you online, many of them by perusing your reviews online. What are they telling you about that?
Well, they couldn't believe we had that many positive reviews. I think that's the thing that really gets them. Can't believe you had 95 reviews, and so we thought we'd have to come and try you out. So that's mainly been their line, yeah.
Terrific. Can we go to you for a moment, Fiona? You founded WOMO in, I think, 2007. Was that right?
That's correct, yeah. And it really
How
came
and
from.
why did you do that?
Well, yeah, it came from 2 sort of angles. One, as a consumer, I wanted reviews and recommendations for businesses I was looking to use. But the other side of it was from a business. I was in a different sort of business previously. It was different from your type. It was IT support. collected a lot of positive feedback from our customers, or collected a lot of feedback just to really improve our service levels. And we're thinking about, wouldn't that be great if we could show that publicly, because our best customers always came from word of mouth, and we really wanted a way of ramping up the word of mouth. So that, just sort of thinking about how that could work, and how the internet really provides this sort of a fantastic opportunity for everyone to collectively share their experiences, and then really give recognition to the businesses that deserve it.
So from your point of view, what do you say to businesses who say they're afraid of getting reviews online?
Well, businesses can get reviews online regardless. I mean, anyone can go on and review your business today. They may already have had reviews. Some businesses have been reviewed and haven't sort of claimed their listing, so like a site like ours has no way of sort of letting you know. But if you jump online, you can actually easily claim that, and so that you can be emailed when you are getting reviews. So if you're afraid of getting reviews, I guess one thing is to look at the service levels, but most people are sort of unnecessarily afraid. Their service is actually a lot better than they might expect, and they've got this impression that reviews are going to be more skewed to the negative, which is entirely untrue. In fact, we find that about 7 to 8% of the reviews are negative, and the rest are positive. And so, you know, for a business like Janine, she hardly has any negative reviews, if any. And I think when people are putting things in writing, they're actually a lot more likely to talk about the positive rather than the negative, because they know it's sort of you know, it's on the internet for more people to see.
And what's the value of reviews in terms of the number of stars?
The number of stars is very important. I mean, I think George has some research that he might allude to, but you know, I think it's also about the content of the reviews, and that's actually what makes what people are looking for, is that they can read a very detailed description in a lot of cases as to what that salon is like, what type of experience they're likely to have, and therefore choose one that's right for them. Like, is it a sort of a really funky new salon that's going to do sort of out there hairstyles that you might like, or is it sort of a more of a family-friendly sort of place where you can bring your kids to, there's, you know, a toy area or whatever that might be. So people can really sort of see what the business is like before going in and get a very good idea, and then choose one that's applicable to them. So the stars is important, but I would actually say that you know, most of the reviews are 4 or 5 stars, and the difference between 4 and 5 is probably not that much. And you know, it's more about the content of what is actually in the reviews and the number of reviews. We actually find that businesses that have, you know, 1, 2, 3 reviews, they don't really get a lot out of that. But once they sort of click over to sort of a tipping point, which tends to be around 10 reviews or so, once they've got that, it's, you know, people seem to see, well, they've got that many good reviews, they must be good, so I'll go and try them.
And George, you've done a lot of research on the figures that reviews generate.
Yeah, I'm always into the figures and show me the money. One of the reports that Fiona was talking about is a Harvard Business Review report that actually looked at restaurants, and it said once you got over 50 reviews and you're able to actually move your reviews from a 3 to a 4, that their turnover increased between 8 to 14% by doing that. So there's high statistical evidence to prove that, you know, working on reviews can really push your business in real material money ways.
George, on slightly, you know, similar vein, a lot of small business owners regard the internet as just a website. Their website, that's all they need to do. What else is involved? How do reviews and businesses' reviews on a site like Waymo or TrueLocal or Yelp, how does that tie into the rest of their internet presence?
Well, there's 2 or 3 aspects of that. First of all, you know, let's look at it. What is having a system of reviews? A system of reviews is basically there to aid your word of mouth. Word of mouth is the best marketing ever. Okay, so having reviews up online, so when people search for either the salon or they search for a salon in the new area, let's say that they're a new person living in an area, they've just moved there, and they're literally going to type in hair salon or beauty salon and then put the area that they live in. That's what happens when you live in an area, you put your name last. And if you've just got a website, you can only have 2 listings come up on the Google search. There's about 22 positions on Google when you look at it, paid ads or the gap in the middle, which can be made up of websites, videos, and all different things. Now, if you're websites come up once or twice there. That's the only positions you can have. However, if you've then got great Womo reviews, you've got great Yelp reviews, you've got some True Local reviews and other directories like that, you can actually almost fill that page with your business details. So basically what's happening, they're seeing you at the top, you may have a map listing there, you may have a video there, then after that they're seeing your salon on Womo, your salon in Yelp, your salon on True Local, your salon in Yellow Pages, your salon with Facebook. That means basically you've pushed all the competition out of that area, and we've seen, again, scientifically based evidence that shows that can take, in real cases, a salon getting one client per week offline, from online, sorry, to going to 2 or more per day. I mean, that is seriously big money at the end of the year. If you're getting that type of clients, 80% of them becoming clients who repeat book, that's a massive amount of money to your turnover, and I'm sure Janine will attest to that. It makes a very, very big difference at the end of the week, the end of the month, the end of the year.
Oh, absolutely. Look, when we joined the Happy program on Womo 2010, I'm not sure whether we were actually just aware of it and continue to work well, and do a lot more promotional work with Womo, but I reckon that's when it really picked up for us. So even though we had a few online reviews that we had no idea about, because we didn't even know of this website. People just told us they heard about us on the internet, and we, for some reason, thought it was Yellow Pages, but it wasn't. It was this Womo website, and only when we joined the Happy program did it really pick up for us. We really noticed a change.
So those are the two things. First of all, supporting your word of mouth marketing. Secondly, pushing yourself online and getting everybody else pushed off, because we are in a competitive market. And the third thing, it does definitely help, as Fiona said, one of the great important things is go out there, claim all your listings, make sure your listings are all beautiful, that you've filled them in properly and everything else. That can create then, when you're getting active reviews on those sites, that can create great search engine links and search engine optimization towards your website, and the whole thing gets pushed up like adding bits to the bottom of a pyramid, that just the top gets taller and taller.
Fiona, let's go to you for a moment. Janine mentioned the Happy something.
Yeah, Happy Customers program.
Yeah, so people can get a free listing of their business on Womo, or they can pay a small amount, $49 a month, I think it is, to get a much more comprehensive presence. How does that work?
Yeah, there's a few different aspects to that. So we actually give them the ability to put a lot more information about themselves there. So as well as what your customers are saying about you, you can actually describe your salon, the services you offer, your specialties, have some images, your logo, photos, those sorts of things, and really brand the page as your own, so it looks a lot better. It also comes up higher in the search results on Womo. So there's a lot of people now are going straight to Womo to search for things. A lot obviously go to Google as well, but some people are going, no, I just want to see reviews, and they'll go straight to Womo, so it gives you some advantages there. It also, probably the most important thing, it gives you a lot of tools to actually help attract and encourage customers to give those reviews. So I don't know if you saw that flyer that Janine just waved up, but that was, we call those the Review Us flyers. So these are ones we provide to the salons on this Happy Customers program, and they give your customers very simple instructions as to how to review you. So they say, look, we care a lot about customer service, we'd love to hear your feedback, please come and review us, here's how to do it, and there's very simple sort of instructions there for them to do it. So the businesses generally find that they start getting a lot more reviews once they start using some of these tools. Some of the other tools are web-based ones, so they can have a button on their website which actually says Review Us, and people can click on that and actually submit the review straight from the salon's website. And then tools to promote yourself with reviews. So on the website there's like a badge that sort of shows that you're a business that cares about customers. There's also a reviews widget that you can put on your website, which provides a live feed of your reviews straight on your own website. So that's, even if customers have come straight to your website and they might have found you wherever, they might have found you in Yellow Pages or straight from Google, whatever, they're now seeing what your customers are saying about you. So they're probably at that stage still comparing you to somebody else or a couple of other businesses. But if they can see what your customers are saying about you, and it's all some good things that they're mentioning, then that is just, it converts a lot more of those browsers into actual inquiries or bookings for you.
While we're talking about this, we've got a bunch of people who are watching. Folks, if you want to ask any questions of Fiona or George or Janine, just type them into the chat bar at the bottom right there, and we'll attempt to answer them as quickly as we can. Fiona, bad reviews.
Yep.
Businesses. How do you get rid of bad reviews?
Well, you can't exactly get rid of bad reviews. I mean, the way reviews work so well because people trust them, they trust the integrity of them, that they are going to have the good and the bad. So you can't get rid of bad reviews. However, we have a fair play policy, and there's a whole lot of criteria in that. And if a review doesn't meet that criteria, then you flag it. That's the first thing you do. And the most common is that the business doesn't think it's from a real customer of theirs. They might have a nasty competitor or a disgruntled staff member that decides to try and do that. So in those cases, it's very easy to deal with, and we have a sort of a whole investigations process that opens up. The other thing with being on the Happy Customers program, if you are getting a negative review, when the reviewer is submitting that, they actually get an extra pop-up which sort of says, hang on a sec, this business really cares about customer service and they'd love to be able to rectify this with you. And so then the customer is given choices. They can still publish their review, or they can elect to get in touch with the business or let us get in touch with the business on their behalf. So hopefully you can sort of rectify that problem before it is actually published, but still maybe you can't. And even if you can't, the thing is to not panic. I mean, if it's one bad review on its own, it's not too good. But once you have a few good reviews, it really isn't the end of the world. The thing is, though, most of the businesses I speak to do take it very personally. So we really encourage businesses not to panic, to maybe take overnight or take a walk around the block to get it in perspective, not take it too personally, and then put something forward. So with WOMO, you can definitely respond publicly to that, and then we suggest that you do. We've got sort of some tips on our website as to how to go about that, and to be gracious, not sort of stooping to their level, to acknowledge that they're unhappy, and to sort of use that as a platform for, again, expressing how concerned you are about customer service and their experience, and then offer some sort of solution. And in most cases, for a hair salon, it would be like, to come back and let's see, maybe someone else can see you and we can, rectify the situation.
Okay, and you've had that experience, Janine?
We have. I think it's been probably 2 or 3 times, and on all 3 occasions we were able to rectify what had happened and discuss it. In some cases they came back and we redid their hair for nothing, and some of them are, I think one of them in particular is very, very much a customer of ours today still. So it's good. It was a good outcome.
It just goes to show you, though, that it's never the problem that's the problem. It's how you solve the problem, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think people really want to see that you care, and if you really do care, then it's people, like I just quoted with Fiona, that people don't remember what you do, but they remember how you made them feel, and I think that is key. Yeah. Yeah,
absolutely. Question from Deborah, one of our viewers. How long did it take you to get 90+ reviews?
2007 was when the first review was ever posted, and then I'd say there was probably about 10 on there. From when I briefly looked, reminisced. But then in 2010, when we joined the Happy Customers program, I think that's when it became really evident that it was growing. So probably about 4 years.
4 years, not bad. So you're only talking 15 or 20 a year.
Yeah. But like I said, people, they do forget, and and that's where what Fiona has and what you guys have suggested as well is that giving them a form to write out exactly how they feel, and you can post it, or I think that really would help. Yeah.
Well, you're getting if you're getting 21 new clients per month from your review, and you only keep half of them as long-term customers. You're really talking about you're getting, say, 125 new clients a year, permanent client, regular clients. Yeah. That's probably about $125,000 to $150,000 worth.
Yeah, it's a big number.
So it's probably worth putting in the effort, don't you think?
Absolutely, all the time.
Fiona, we've got a question here from Sarong. Can we interact with people who did the review to thank the good ones and to discuss with the not so good ones? You have covered that. Would you like to give us a bit more detail of that?
Yeah, well, you can respond publicly to the reviews. So as a business owner, you can comment on those reviews and engage that way, which we do suggest, because that way you're actually being very public about that and showing everyone, use that as an opportunity to show everyone else what kind of business you are, and perhaps even sort of drop in some extra keywords about some of the services that you offer to help, you come up even higher in Google searches, those sorts of things. But depending on how the reviewer has left that review, sometimes they've left it totally anonymously, and so you can't actually directly get in touch with them. But other times they've got a username. You may not know who they are, but you can still email them through the site and respond that way, whether it's good or bad. And as we've got tips on the site as to how to do that and what to say, because sometimes it can be a little bit tempting to, as I said, if it's negative, take things personally, which we really try to avoid.
Thank you. And Jill's asking, how do you explain to your clients the importance of their reviews? How do you do that, Janine?
Well, we explain that it really just helps other people seek for something that they may be looking for, that it really helps, it would help them. Yeah, it's basically exactly what I said then. Yeah. And that it really helps us to identify where we can improve on, and that we continually want to be giving good service to our customers, and by them putting on the review, it helps us do this.
Thank you. George, a lot of people, a lot of salon owners, not technological, not technically friendly. How do we help, or you and your team help salon owners tie it all together, integrate the review process with their social media, with their website, etc.?
There's 2 or 3 ways we do that. The first one is what Fiona said, actually, is going out there. What most people don't realise is, that they might be saying that, they don't want to use a review system or something like this, and there are reviews happening anyway. They can't stop it. They're on Yelp, they're on Google, they're on TrueLocal, they're sometimes on Womo. So it's something you just really have to jump on board on. Then it's the process of actually going to claim all those listings, and we've seen Google in particular have really messed their local business system up with local places, local maps, local Google Plus pages. They're slowly putting all that back together, but what you have to do is basically go out and find yourself. If you're on Womo, one of the great things about Womo is you can actually call the company as well as do it online. But basically what you need to do is claim those listings. So you go in and you say, I am the business owner, and there then is whether it's an online system of putting in your phone number, Google then rings you, or Yelp rings you, or Womo rings you with a security number. You pump that into the system, and that says that you are you. Or there are other systems when Google send out postcards and mail in the system, as we've had locally with ours. So the first one is go out, find yourself, claim all your listings, and that's one of the things that we do at WSM to help people do that. Because, like you say, Greg, some people aren't versed in the way to do that, the technology to do that. So we literally sit on the phone here with the clients and go, right, okay, in 15 seconds, Google will ring you and they'll give you a number. Give that number to me to verify your map, or whether it's Yelp or whether it's Womo or other systems to do that. We then help them through the stages of putting their profile together, and I think Fiona will attest to this, that the number of people out there who've got have collected their directory listings or their review listings and then left it blank. So you're like on a blank page. You haven't filled out everything you can about your business, putting in pictures, putting in video, putting in other stuff about your business, adding your keywords, etc., as you said, Fiona. So that's the next stage. So first of all is find yourself. Second is claiming all your listings, and that can be running through Treacle for a time, for probably a month or 2 before it's fixed. Number 3, use every single piece of information that you can in your profile, imagery, the top banners, all those types of things. And then what we do is link that to the website. So, for instance, on all of the websites that we build, we put the Womo link, we put the Yelp link, we put the Google review link, and sometimes the Facebook link, so people can actually go off and see them. Because getting to your website is one thing, having that review system is the second thing that maybe helps people just pick up that phone, and that's the only result that we really want. It tips them over the edge, because if they're new to the area, they don't want to go to a bad place, and having good reviews from other people in the area obviously means that they'll choose your business over somebody else's business. So those are the things to do, and the ways to help is basically we help through each one of those stages, which can be technically challenging sometimes.
Can indeed. And if anyone's watching who needs help with this process, just go to mysocialsalon.com, fill in the form, and we'll be in touch and walk you through it. Fiona, question from Jill. Would you ever offer an incentive to your clients for reviews? That's a bit of a hot potato, isn't it?
Yeah, it can be. Look, the way we approach that is, yeah, you can offer an incentive, but you can't sort of say whether the review has to be negative or positive. So you can say, do us a review, and you might get X% off when you come in next, or this extra special treatment, or you go in the drawer for whatever. And that can definitely be a great way to snowball the reviews and get a good mass up initially, just when you're trying to get the ball rolling. What we generally find is that the hardest reviews to get are your first few, because once you get a few, say 10 or so reviews, you actually start getting a lot of customers come in that have seen those reviews, so they know the value of them, and they're ones that are more prepared to review themselves. So it's the first 10 or so that are the hardest. So definitely, if you're not able to get them easily, then definitely an incentive can be very valuable. And actually on those flyers, we actually have a mechanism where you can put an incentive on that, so you can sort of customize one of those sort of things, come in and you'll get something next time you come in. Or the other thing you can do is we actually have a member reward system. So from WOMO's point of view, when people do a review, they actually earn points on our site, and once they get enough points, they can claim them, redeem them for vouchers, just to sort of Westfield or iTunes, those sort of bigger vouchers that they can get. I also wanted to add, George, with the with sort of linking everything together, from how reviews can help with the whole sort of online strategy. Reviews can actually help with the social media side as well. And if businesses are, say, for instance, using Facebook, they can now set up their WOMO page, and probably some of the other sites as well, so that they can have those reviews that they get on WOMO published to their Facebook page. So that is a great way of reminding your your likers of the great service you provide, and sort of giving other people's opinions. And plus, when you have reviewers that have their accounts linked through Facebook, then their reviews are going to show in their own feed. So that means that's going to show to their group of friends. So that can be very powerful as well.
And what about one more, Fiona? This could be a bit of a no-no. Salon owners have often asked me, well, can I just get testimonials from my clients and put them up online myself?
Yeah, and well, we actually do have a facility to do that, but it's not sort of as wrong as that sounds, because what we do insist on is that they have to have the name and email address of that person, and so they enter the review or the testimonial, and then that's emailed to the actual customer for them to approve to be published. So it has to actually be real, has to be linked to a real person, because at our back end, the integrity of the reviews is what makes them so powerful. So that's really our top concern.
Another question from Jill. Does it help if you post the client reviews on Facebook? We don't have WOMO.
Shall I answer that? Yes, it does. There's nothing wrong with you putting a post there saying, check out, the latest review from Sally, who's thanks for reviewing us on. And what I would focus on, Jill, in America is Yelp, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And you probably will find in your local sort of geographic area a WOMO type organisation, but if not, then definitely the three that I mentioned there.
Yelp is the big one in America, isn't it?
Very much so. Yelp well, it is big everywhere. It's very big in the UK, very big in America. It's coming here. But Fiona's is doing a great job with WOMO, and the great thing about that is it's local, whereas Yelp are a bit like Google, that they try and do everything automated through a technical system, whereas WOMO is set up with people on the end of the phone, which is great.
Yeah. And back to you, Fiona, from Sarong, do you suggest doing anything else for clients when the clients come in again?
Yeah, well, I think just being very appreciative of their review is the main thing. I guess I presume that's what he means once they've left a review. I think once clients know how valuable that is to get that review, they are usually quite prepared to do that, and other clients around you can hear you talking about that, so that's a really good thing for them to do. And I think they feel very grateful for the opportunity and to be asked to do a review. And the fact that we've seen some research that says that clients are actually happier when you ask them for feedback, like happier than they would be had you not asked them. So it's an interesting thing that they feel very privileged. They feel made special when you ask them for their opinion, and then now that they're actually helping you, they feel sort of part of your team almost.
Yeah, there is that involvement process, isn't there?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I would agree to that. Even with the testimonials that we've asked people to put on back of flyers for us, they are so happy that they actually want a few themselves, you know, so they can hand it out. And the thing is, we have rewarded the people that we have known have put testimonials on or reviews on online, the ones that we can actually see who they are. We absolutely do reward them with services and vouchers and things, and it really goes a long way, really long way. And actually, that's when they start referring word of mouth to other people as well. So it's not just their review online, but it's them actually in their own community verbally telling people about us. I've found that's been really good.
And here's another great thing about all of this content created by your clients online. You don't have to just leave it online. You can take those reviews and use it in content on your Facebook fan page. You can use it in a hard copy newsletter. You can send it out via email to your clients. You can use it in lots of different ways, Fiona.
Yeah, absolutely. We've actually got posters now that you can put up around the salon with some of the quotes, or in the window, those sorts of things. But yeah, people love to see that, and it makes them feel like that you really value them as customers and what they're saying. So you can definitely do a lot of that. And I think if you're if you're posting on Facebook, you can post a link, or you can even copy and paste what they've said and post that. But you can then add a bit to that yourself, and say, "So nice to see you in the store again, Margaret," or "Hope your event went well." Those sorts of personal touches really sort of tell a lot about you as a business.
Okay, so somebody wants to set themselves up on Womo. They don't have any review listings. Want to set themselves up on Womo. Where do they go, Fiona?
Yeah, they can go to www.womo, which is womo.com.au. Then there's a button at the top that says Promote Your Business, so you can just follow through the steps. Or, as you've said, you can actually call us. We are real people. We answer the phones. So if you can call us on 1300 496 669, and we'd be more than happy to help you through. You can actually get your first 30 days for free, so you get a chance to try out some of the tools. That I want to set expectations right, that it's not sort of a gimmick. It does take time to sort of build up this reputation. It's really going to be pulling for you, but you can still definitely try the tools in that first 30 days. And we've actually got a thing now where if you get 5 reviews in that first 30 days, you get another 30 days free, just to really encourage you to get the ball rolling and get those first few reviews coming through.
And George, for people who want some technical help to tie all of this together, to integrate their reviews with their social media, with their website, what do they do?
Well, they can fill in the form that you put up on My Social Salon and contact you. That's where they can start from. There's a massive amount of stuff, help available to actually claim the listings. But the big thing, give us a call. We'll help you through, because everybody's slightly different. They may have claimed their Google listings but not know how to do Yelp or Womo or something like that. So it's probably best just to. We're physical people, so the best thing is don't email us. Pick up the phone and have a conversation. That's the best way to go about it, I think. And Saron's just put up a post. Do you make it public when you reward review clients? My personal thing is, when you ask clients to review them, the reason they like it is because you're actually enabling them to have a voice. So I don't think you actually need to say that you're going to give them something when they review. I think it's far more of a thank you once they have. You don't need to tell them you're going to thank them, but once they have done it, then you can give them a few things and they'll talk about you more. A review is very different from a referral. I think a review is saying, like, I know these people, I trust these people, they've done a fantastic job for me, I'd recommend them. Whereas a personal referral is a different thing, that you may actually tell people that you're going to actually reward them for a referral. So I would say with reviews, I wouldn't make it public that you're going to do that. Just when they do it, thank them for it.
Terrific. All right. So if you need some help tying all this together, integrating it all together, just fill in the form at mysocialsalon.com, and George or I will give you a call. And if you want to get stuck into WOMO, just go straight to womo.com.au. No further questions. I think we've just about run out of time. I'd like to thank my guests, Janine Wood from Santon Hair Gallery, Fiona Adler from WOMO, the founder of WOMO, and George Slater, our Director of Online here at Worldwide Salon Marketing. So thank you all, and look forward to working with you more closely in future.
Thanks, George.
Thanks, Greg.
Okay. Thanks, guys.